This is Johnnie with Johnnie, Lloyd and Associates, and this is a segment of Excuse Me, Mind Your Business as you mind the business of your life. Now, the critical piece for today is the problem that we sometimes deal with is during this COVID crisis is the fear connecting to it. And what I desire to do, like I always talk about, is transmuting your fear to faith. And part of that conversion or transmutation is to get beyond this and take our mind to a different place. And I'm not saying to dream to that place, I'm saying to go beyond that. So, what we're going to talk about today, what I'm going to talk about with you today is this. I'm going to talk about uh, the problem, which is COVID, but we're going to talk about it from the perspective of what do you want to see on the other side? What do you want to see on the other side of this crisis? What would you like to grow? And that's the key. If we use our mind, okay, and we shift our mindset and say, I know where I am, I know what's happening, I'm going to make the best decisions now, which is to stay inside based on as much as I can, and to wash my hands and to make sure I take care of me and my family, equal distancing, all of that, got it. However, on the other side of that, on the other side of this crisis, what are you thinking about? Are you so focused on today in the middle of it with all the tragic things that are happening in people's lives and even in our lives? And are you looking at only that, or are you looking beyond it and using your faith to move from fear into your next level of success? So that's what we're going to concentrate on. So we're going to transmute our fear to faith in an area that we're going to look at how to stimulate what we want on the other side of this crisis. Now, when I look at that, I look at the fact of the best representation I could do is coming into spring. And for me, spring is one of those times, just coming out of Easter season and things are blooming and growing and all of that. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at what do you want to grow? And growth takes time. So even when this is over, it's going to take time. And we will never be where we were before this happened. There are habits and things that we've changed and things when we look at other people. So we're going to be different. So what do we do about that? So let's start where we are. Let's start with the fact that you're about to get a stimulus check. And prayerfully, so am I. So we're going to look at the stimulus checks. And you're getting some people are getting unemployment. If you have not applied for unemployment, but your hours and things have cut since then, make sure you apply for that you are due. And remember that you're going to be taxed on it. Remember, you're going to be taxed on it, okay? So look at the stimulus check. It's about to hit the bank account if it hasn't already hit for most of us. And then that's the first thing to look at. Then when you go to that, look at how you're going to stimulate your growth. How is that stimulus money that's coming in that you did not anticipate, how is it going to stimulate your growth? Now, some of us have not stopped working. There are some people that are still working, and there's a lot of people that are in the medical field or first responders and people that are at the Walmarts, all the stores that we're going to when we have needs and that are considered essential. So first of all, we want to say thank you. Thank you, and we appreciate your service. And so then, but how are you going to use your stimulus check? You may already be balanced with the money that you have. What you're receiving inside your house may not have changed. However, the stimulus check may increase what's coming into your home. So what are you going to do with it? And even if you're unemployed, you know some money's coming in on the back end. So what are you going to do with your stimulus check? So what I'm saying is the first thing you need to do is take care of critical things that you need to do. If there's any issues with your mortgage, hopefully you've called the bank already and asked for anything that they have that they can help you with, to put it on the back of your loan or to help set it aside. Whatever they can do, call the bank and let them work with you on that. If you are a renter, hopefully you've already called your landlord to let them know your situation and you've worked out something with them. If you need to pay utilities, hopefully you've called the utility company. You have to do your part, okay? So make sure you reach out to those people if you're in that situation. If you're not in the situation and this stimulus money is coming to you and it's extra, there's a different dynamic to it. But for those that's not the case, make sure you take care of your critical items first. You need somewhere to live. You need food to eat. I'm just saying. Okay, so now that's the first thing you do. Now, after that, you need to stabilize. Make sure that you're stable and you have resources set aside to take care of that for maybe not just this month, but for next month until your unemployment checks come in or whatever. Now, it is not my intent to talk about the PPP or the EIDL, the EIDL loan programs that are for companies, 1099s, people that are self-employed, all of that. That is not my intent. My intent is to talk to you from a personal perspective and actually what are you doing in your household. So the next step is grow what you want to see on the other side. Now, most people say, what does that mean? Grow what I want to see on the other side. So one thing for me personally is I'm getting out of my stimulus check, I'm going to give a seed. They're not always tied anyway, but I'm going to give a seed to the ministry that I belong to because I want to see them on the other side. So if you have nonprofits that you love and you believe in their program or church, all of that, take part of the money that you're getting in and sow it into those organizations because you want to see them healthy on the other side. That's something I just want you, I ask that you consider. And there's no mandate to that. However, it's going to help you feel better and it's definitely going to help them support and move forward in their mission and vision and purpose. And you want to obviously see them on the other side. You want them to be successful and grow. So that's why I have on here faith-based and nonprofit, just a seed of gratitude that's coming from you to them. Now, this is above you taking care of course, your emergency. And this is above you being a little stable. So those are the things. Now, the other things you want to grow on this side is you're stuck in the house with other people. You're stuck in the house with people that you're in a relationship with, okay? So part of it is building relationships. You're in the home with whether it be your spouse, your significant other, your family members. Make sure you grow and build those relationships. I was on a call this weekend with my family. It was priceless. Had it not been for this crisis, I don't know that we would have all been on a Zoom call and all saw each other's faces and laughed and talked and for almost 2 hours. We don't normally do that. Now, it's not because we don't love each other. It's not because we're not there for each other. However, this situation is causing us to rethink and relook at our relationships. So make sure that the relationships that you value, that you take time, energy, effort to invest in those relationships on this side as you go through the crisis so that they'll be even healthier on the other side. The other thing is your finances. While you're in this wonderful opportunity to be at home, most of us, look at what you're thinking about as far as your goals, your aspirations. What do you want to do with your finances? Reassess what you're doing with your money, because now that you're probably not going out as often, you might want to look at what the value is in that. Are y'all cooking together? What's happening with your family? Are you building an emergency fund? Are you building an emergency fund? Please build an emergency fund. An emergency fund is for emergencies. Okay, it's not to go on vacation, it's for emergencies. Emergency funds are set aside so that you don't have to use your credit card for little things that pop up. So make sure you build your emergency fund with some of the additional resources that may be coming in, or even the resources that are staying in your hand right now. Then the other thing is how you're going to shift how you invest, and maybe building or thinking of things you can do to expand streams of income, so that you can look at, well, you know what? I can do this. I went through my closet and I have all this stuff I want to get rid of. I can put it on Pinterest, not Pinterest, on social media. They have sites. I know they have on Facebook. They sell items. There's some other places where you can sell items. Now there's a way to do that safely. So keep that in mind. So start thinking of the things you want to release in this matter, so that you can build maybe some emergency fund off of that. And also, you have talents and gifts. Are you a crafter? Is writing books? I don't know. Look at what's in your hand and consider, how do you make that as an additional stream of income? Now, the other thing is self-development. Are you developing yourself during this time? There are some things that are not going to ever be the same. Like the school system is now really moving toward heavy technology. There's a lot of things, businesses that are now driving up, and people are looking at, do I need brick and mortar? And how can I sell my product online? There's a lot of things people are shifting their mindset. Don't lose that. It may be a way for you to grow your business on the other side of this crisis. Maybe you still want to be in brick and mortar, but you still want to have some drive up capabilities. So continue to look at how you can shift your business, how you can shift yourself personally and professionally during this time of crisis, and start feeding what you want to grow. Be better. Everything in the universe almost is on YouTube. So go out and learn some more skills, or grow your interests. Go ahead and do those things while you're sitting at home. Take that time and do some of those things. And then look at your vision. Look at the vision for your organization and remember your why. Why did you start this company? Just because of this situation does not mean that your company is gone, or does it? So you need to go back to your why and figure that out. And remember to go out and tap into, and I am going to do a couple videos on this, what are some of the decision factors if you want to go after the funds for the disaster program under the SBA program. If you have not went out and looked at those, it's under www.sba.gov. Make sure you take a peek at that. And then, of course, continue to look at your vision. Remember your why. Remember the reason you started the business. Remember the reason that you are in the profession you're in. And if for some reason you don't like your profession, now is the time to relook at what's next. What do you want to do next? Because this is what I do now. I do know this without a shadow of a doubt. The things that we have been through since by January, February, March, April, we will never be the same. This country will never be the same. Our nation will never be the same. The globe will never be the same. So what are you going to do in your life to grow what you desire to see on the other side? It is your choice. It is an opportunity in this seed of adversity that you have to plant and you have to grow. No one else can do that for you. This is an opportunity for you to rise up and be even better than you were yesterday. To take control of your life and your next steps, whether it be in your own business as an employee, as a leader, as a parent, as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, as a husband, as a sister, as a brother. Now is the time for us to be better than we were yesterday. So what I compel you to do is make sure you take the time and feed what you desire to grow and see on the other side of this crisis. This is Johnnie with a segment of Excuse Me, Mind Your Business as you mind the business of your life.